Before we get into today's video for the Bluesmaster modification for your V100 or any humbucker style guitar, but in particular Les Paul styles, I wanted to give a couple of shout outs to part suppliers. StewMac's great, however they charge you about $9 even to ship a resistor or a few capacitors, which I think is excessive. Now DigiKey is an outfit I've been with for decades, back when I was doing component level repair of amplifiers, things like that. And they're great. They'll ship you a voltage regulator for $3.95 in shipping, and it comes usually next day or pretty close to it. So digikey.com, great site, and they actually have people that pick up the phone and they're willing to sell you one resistor if that's what you'd like. Super good company. Also, I didn't know that Radio Shack was still around. I used to have some Radio Shack parts from way back in the day. The plastic's even yellow because they're so old. But I know Radio Shacks in general have shut down. I used to have one right beside me, and it was so nice to be able to run up there and get a capacitor or a resistor or an op amp or something. And then they all went belly up, the retail centers anyway, the outlets, the brick and mortar stores. But they're still available online. So that's another good parts source with reasonable shipping. And then the other day, I was selling some Hitachi 6L6 tubes on Craigslist that I had pulled out of an old oscilloscope. And I don't have an amp that runs 6L6s, but I figured they might be good to someone. And I ran into Craig Ness of NessTone tubes. So check him out online. He sells the full complement of JJs, GTs, all the regular stuff. Plus he has a nice selection of vintage and or unique tubes. So that's Craig Ness Tone of NessTone. His name's Craig Ness, NessTone. So check out DigiKey next time you need a component instead of StewMac or all parts. They really get you on shopping. And then also remember that Radio Shack's still around. RadioShack.com, which is fun. And they're reasonable on shipping. All right, okay, off to this easy, cool mod. Have a good one. Oh, gorgeous day today. Look out at that. I got to get out and mow the lawn. The sky's blue, gentle breeze. Perfect California weather. And the power's still on, even though it's windy. Cross your fingers. Good morning, everybody. Old Guy Jammin' here with a Les Paul Bluesmaster mod that you can do on your V100. It comes stock standard on the Lemon Drop, but this is a mod, easy mod you can do with any guitar with two humbuckers in it. I think it's particular more to the Les Pauls and the V100 style, a Les Paul style guitar, but you can do it on anything. So the Lemon Drop costs a bit more, and it comes stock with this in-between position that puts the pickups out of phase. The Gibson Bluesmaster is a $3,500 guitar, and it also is kind of renowned or famous, or one of its highlights is it has this out of phase. I think it's called the green blues tone after a famous blues player. Anyway, super easy mod that anybody can do, so I'm going to show you that right now. This is a vintage V100 TSB. I really like the vintage. It has several really nice features that I don't get on the Epiphone. It's lighter. It has a nice cutaway on the back here. Nice extra detail that you don't have on the Epi, so it's lighter. It stays in tune great. Not as many tuning problems in this area. And it's gorgeous. The gold hardware is not the matte finish gold. It almost looks chrome, but it's a beautiful gold color. The fit and finish is beautiful. Look at the curve on that top, on that pickup, where that pickup meets the body. It's great. It's very nice. Highly recommend these. Picked it up for $385 on Reverb. Seems to be a magic price. They list for $499, so $385. I've gotten a couple for the other one I had to send back because it broke a neck. Not broken, but cracked. Anyway, the mod. So I'm going to focus on this neck pickup volume pot, and on the back here it's the red wire right here, and all you're going to do is take that pot out and reverse the shield wire and the signal wire. You'll notice that they're reversed in this pot here, in the cavity. The white wire usually goes, as a signal, it usually goes to one of the legs on the pot, and the shielding wire would go up to the case for ground. But in this case, we've reversed them so that that pickup will always be out of phase when your selector is in the middle. When your selector's in the bridge position, you have that full humbucker. If it's in the neck position, you have that one, nice and mellow. And in the middle position, they're out of phase, which is kind of like a single coil sound, but it has a half-cocked wah tone to it too. So it's really cool, and it's, I think, a lot better than having the two pickups together. I rarely have use for the two pickups together. A lot of people say, but yeah, I like to blend them. Well, you still can blend them this way, because as soon as you start rolling off the volume on one, it lends most of the signal to the other. So I end up with my bridge coming into play. And if I keep the neck one rolled all the way up, if I roll off the bridge a little bit, then it goes back to pretty much being identical to having that one selected. It's only when they're both at the same volume that you end up with that out of phase situation. So the tone's a little brighter, but it's less, and it's got that cool tone, which I have a lot more useful than just blending. All right. Now, the other mod that I've talked a lot about is the Treble Bleed, and I think it's a good idea on all guitars, but especially the Strats and the Telecasters. They tend to, I think probably because they're single coils, they have a tendency to get real dark and muddy when you roll off the volume. In this one, it's not too bad, but there is a difference. So how do you know if a Treble Bleed is right for you? Well, I'm going to tell you. See, full volume, roll it off. You're losing some of the highs. Roll it off further, and now you're losing quite a few of the highs. I don't like that. I like my tone to be my tone. If I want less brilliance, I will. If I want less presence, I'll take it off myself. Okay, so what you can do is, again, these little resistor kits and capacitor kits are available from, they used to come as sets from StewMac, but I was just recently checking, and now they only sell 10 packs of the capacitor. But you can get the resistor as well. If I had decent glasses, you can tell what, I should tell you what resistor it is. I could do so in the description, but let me give this a try. We're looking at looks like a 47K, could be resistor. I'll double check and put it in the description. But they're nice and small. Put two of them together like that with your capacitor, little soldering, alligator clips, and then you can just clip it across the leads of the pot you're curious about. In this case, we're going to go up here to the bridge. These go across the two legs of the pot that are being used. All right, so that one of them will go to ground on your pot. One of the legs always goes to ground. The other one goes to the signal. The other two go to the signal being used. All right, and let me see what I'm going to do here. We'll go ahead and put this on. It's a little harder to get to, but we'll use the bridge pickup because it's nice and bright. Okay? So this is with it still off. Full. We roll it off. Now I'm going to put the Treble Bleed across. The brightness comes back. Full. Roll it off. Brightness is still there, but the volume is going down. So now check it out. Take this off. Loss in volume, and it's muddy. Did you hear the difference? Should have. Anyway, this gives you a quick idea of whether or not you want to go through the hassle of putting one of these on without taking your guitar apart first. I always keep one around. That way I know I can test first if this is, do I want to put bleeds on this guitar or not. So here we go, full again. Nice and bright, drop it off. Still bright, but lower volume, which is what I want. Okay, I'll take it off. It's even lower volume, and I've lost some of the brilliance. So super easy mod to do. I'm going to do this one, but I wanted to show you that first. Have one of these available on your guitars or in your stuff so that you can put it on your guitar and see if it actually is the tone you're after. And if not, no big deal. Used to play with a little guy that was a lot of fun to play with, and he didn't like the Treble Bleed. He liked his guitars to really warm up, lose a lot of the brights when he rolled off the volume. But for me, I like to keep my tone what it is, and if I want to roll off the brights, I'll do so with the tone knob instead of it happening for me. I don't like things happening for me. All right, so real cool mod. It can be done on any humbucker guitar, and once again, these vintage TSBs can be had on Reverb for $385 and less, and they are just a wonderful, wonderful guitar. Absolutely beautiful. 3-piece mahogany body, maple cap. This does have a veneer, but it does have a maple cap that's curved, and the finish is just gorgeous. Very nice looking. I recommend you get one. The pickups are a little beefier than the Epiphone. It stays in tune better than the Epiphone I have found so far, and it's an absolute joy to play. All right, enjoy working on your stuff. Until next time, Old Guy Jammin' is out.